The icy waters surrounding Alaska's 34,000 miles of coastline are some of the largest, most productive fishing grounds in the world, including the Bering Sea, the Gulf of Alaska, and the waters of the North Pacific. This cold, clean habitat yields natural seafood with a lean, firm texture and superior flavor, far and away the world's finest. Salmon is one of the most popular varieties of Alaska seafood. Prized for its high nutritional value, salmon is a good source of high-quality protein. It is low in cholesterol, yet high in omega-3 fatty acids, a substance found to be helpful in fighting heart disease. Alaska produces about 90% of the total U.S. production of salmon. There are 5 different species of Pacific salmon harvested in Alaskan waters. They vary slightly in color and flavor, but each is distinctively delicious. Alaska salmon is frozen fresh, using state-of-the-art technology under the supervision of experienced seafood processors. Freezing ensures that the highest quality Alaska salmon is available all year round, all across the country. Many women contribute to the Alaska salmon fishing industry, and often their entire family participates. It is a demanding occupation, and one that requires dedication and pride to produce the highest standard of seafood, the standard we as consumers expect and receive from Alaska. The day begins by loading fresh-shaved ice into the holds of the boat. The salmon will be quick chilled on the ice soon after they are caught. This is vital to maintain the highest quality. The ice is received from a tender or supply vessel. Later, the day's catch will be offloaded to the tender and transported to a nearby processing plant. Ann and Steve Fossman are gill net fishermen. They fish on Easy Street, a gill net boat they built themselves. With the Fossmans, fishing is a team effort. Daughters Penny and Drew began fishing at an early age. The children always wear their life preservers because safety comes first. To prevent overfishing of Alaska's waters, state officials carefully count the salmon that return each year to spawn. When a sufficient number of fish have returned, the officials open the waters for limited and specific times to the commercial fishing industry. These are called openings.
Well, we really like fishing because it seems that we get to spend a lot more time with our family when we're out here, because we come out here for anywhere from 1 to 3 days, and we're out here and we're not going anywhere else. And it's really nice to spend some extra time with the kids. You know, it seems like you always get caught up in doing other things, and you never have time to just sit down and read a book sometimes, but when you're on the boat, you've got that time. I like it. I've been fishing since I was little. I used to fish with my dad, and we got married out of school and got a boat, and my husband used to deckhand for a couple years before we started fishing ourselves, and we just love it. It's a great way to make a living. We usually start right around Father's Day, June 17th, around in there, and it goes till anywhere between the end of September to the 10th of October. They give us an opening and say they'll give us anywhere between 24 hours, 1-day opening, or a 3-day opening, which goes 72 hours. And it starts from 12 noon and it ends at 12 noon on that particular day. We have a drift net. What we do is well, actually I don't do it. My husband sets the net. I don't set the net. And we'll throw the buoy over and let the net go out. And when we get to the other end, you buoy off, you put another buoy on the other end, and the corks that are on the net float the net. And we have a lead line on the bottom, and that keeps it so it's straight in the water. Our net is 200 fathoms long, or a quarter mile. Usually we'll let them set between 20 minutes to an hour. We'll let the net set. If we don't see any fish in it, we'll sometimes pick it up sooner and pick up and move to another area that we can fish in and hopefully catch a few more.
Today, the Fossman family heads out on Easy Street to fish for sockeye or red salmon and chum or Kita salmon. After hours of hard work, their nets may bring in as few as 8 or as many as 100 salmon in a single set. There are no guarantees of a successful catch, however. Commercial fishing is a risky business, but one the Fossman family loves.
It's real clean waters up here, and when we get our fish, we get them, just straight from the net. We put them right into the fish holds, and we ice them down really good and keep them cold. And when we offload to the tender, they put them right into the ice water, and so they're kept perfectly fresh.
Guided by experience and a sixth sense, the Fossmans will head to choice fishing grounds to set their nets again. Within a short period of time, Ann and Steve will have filled their holds with salmon. They will return to the tender as many times as needed during the opening to offload the fish. The tender will transport the salmon to a nearby processing plant. As a commercial fisherman, Ann spends most of her time on the water and welcomes an invitation from the processing plant to tour the facility.
Well, this here is the first step, Ann. We are offloading the fish from the tender and bringing them into the processing plant. At this point, they are put onto the grading table, where they are graded for size and species, and then they go on to the processing line, where they are washed and cleaned and ready for freezing.
Each step of the freezing process requires careful handling practices. The seafood processors work quickly, but each fish receives individual attention. The salmon have already been gutted and cleaned. Here, the salmon are weighed and sorted, both by species and size. The quality control supervisor passes each workstation regularly to inspect the fish and monitor temperature. The temperature is an important factor because keeping the salmon cold at all stages of processing maintains high quality and fresh flavor.
Once the Alaska salmon has left the grading table where it has been graded for species and size, it is brought over here to the processing line where it is first headed and then passed down the line for cleaning and washing. And please notice that our quality control supervisor is periodically checking the temperature of the fish as well throughout the whole process. The fish is put into the washing tank where it is carefully washed and then put on the plates for freezing. And I'd like to show you our freezing process. Now, approximately 20 minutes has passed since we've received the Alaska salmon through our doors. It's come through the grading line, gone through the processing line, where it's been washed and graded once again and ready for the freezers.
How cold do you keep the fish in here?
These are quite cold. They're kept at minus 40 degrees.
That's pretty cold.
Yes, it is cold, and the reason for that is because it freezes the fish so quickly that there's hardly any moisture loss at all, and that's what maintains that fresh caught flavor. In fact, when these fish are thawed and prepared, they taste just like they were just fresh caught off your boat.
When the blast freezing process is completed, each salmon is individually packaged for shipping, and then its final phase, preparation at home. As you will see, preparing delicious Alaska salmon is quick and simple.
The easiest way to buy Alaska salmon is straight from your frozen department at the grocery store. In my home, I like to store my salmon in my freezer for up to 3 months. That way, it's always handy. The easiest way to thaw salmon is just stick it in your refrigerator in the morning and then pull it out at night. That way, it's as fresh as the day it was caught. Over here, I have a fillet cooking. It's about 1 inch thick. You're supposed to cook your fillets approximately 10 minutes per inch. This one is just about done. The way you can tell if it's completely done, though, is to check and see if it flakes. This one looks great. But the way my family really likes to eat Alaska salmon is on the barbecue. We do it all year round.
On a steak, Ann? Or just right?
Sure, that one's perfect. You know, the main thing about Alaska salmon that I like is it's a good, healthy, and nutritious food, and it's great for my family.
The 5 species of Pacific salmon are one of Alaska's greatest renewable resources. Year after year, Alaska salmon return to the cold, clear waters. Thanks to the close working relationship of many people, far and away the world's finest fresh frozen Alaska salmon is available year-round.